Okay, so today is August the 20th, and I'm going to start a video diary why I decided to become a Beachbody coach. Well, my life was kind of in shambles. Actually, not kind of. I was all the way in shambles, in the pits. I went through a bunch of life changes at once, and it was really overwhelming. And I have to admit, I was one of those people that sat on the sidelines. I was watching, actually, my old classmates, Dr. Chantel, and Jamie Pena, and Vanessa, and Clara, and they're doing this workout thing. But not only did I see their bodies changing, I saw their posts changing. They were more positive. They had this like positive women's group, and so it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I followed from a distance. And so that was that. Now I'm watching all this positivity, and it was part of what was helping me to, I guess, kind of change my mindset and to say, like, I want to be positive and I want to be happy too. Because last year, 2018, was really rough for me. So I'll go back to my husband and I separated at the beginning of the year. Actually, it was in April. Then in July of 2018, I injured myself at work. And for those of you that have known me and grown up with me, I'm like a busybody. So I'm always doing something. I'm always working. I'm always piddling. I'm always running with my kids, like team no sleep over here. And I'm a boy mom, so we're very active. Then on top of separating from my husband, then we ended up filing for divorce. On top of that, my oldest born son, Davion, was a senior. So he started his senior year. So then there was that. So it was like overwhelming, like, okay, my first kid, and trying to make it memorable on top of not working, not having my mobility, because when I injured myself, I messed up my hip. At the time, we didn't know what it was. So that was also a journey as far as going to doctors and then trying to kind of work through the pain, because, if you grew up in Refugio, go Bobcats, no pain, no gain. So that's been my mentality. If it doesn't hurt, I'm not doing it right. Well, it turns out that was not what I was supposed to be doing. But so got hurt in July. Still separated, still trying to maintain a household, still trying to be strong for my kids who are adjusting to a new norm with mom and dad not really getting along. Mom is upset, they can see it, but like, they wouldn't say anything. They would just like check on me. So I went through that. Losing people, trying to find myself, find my circle, realizing that I had lost myself in the midst of this 14-year relationship that I was getting ready to let go of. I'm in this new place. I've been so consumed with my family, I really didn't know anyone besides my immediate community and family. I knew a few parents, but not me. So, fast forward. December, they found out that I had actually torn the cartilage around my hip bone. And the no pain, no gain theory was actually not good. So while the therapist, my initial therapist, was saying that, work through it, it's going to get better, that was not the case. So December, they found out what was wrong. Also in December, my ex-husband and I went ahead and filed for divorce. So we've got that on top of Christmas. And my youngest son was born 3 days before Christmas. So we've got birthday party where we're trying to have to do birthday, but we are really not seeing eye to eye. Two totally different levels. Then another birthday in January, which is my oldest son, Davion. Then coming up on trying to plan graduation, get graduation pictures together, getting family together, hold the household down. I'm still not working, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I got scheduled for a surgery, so I'm doing all these tests and x-rays, MRIs, CT scans, just in doctors. To go to one doctor one day, go to another, go to a surgeon the next day. It was nuts. My life was very busy. I was falling apart mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I had a few like support people, but I don't know. They were there, and I'm totally grateful for them because I really would have fell apart. So we got all that scheduled. I was scheduled for surgery in February. My divorce was set for March 15th. So I was having hip surgery on February 22nd. Had my divorce on March 15th. My son had his, I think like his senior pictures or something like that, sometime in March also. So yeah, that was my life. On top of two more boys that I'm trying to run with. And, I was actually in the running. So back up to when I was working. I done all this training, all this preparing, because I knew my husband and I were separating. So it was like, okay, I worked, but he was the breadwinner. So it was like, okay, I've always been a go-getter, but I took a back burner to take care of my household. Well, I did all this training. I had completed it. I put my job packet, my application, put in extra hours at the company that I work for to move up into an operations management position. Done everything I was supposed to do. Then this injury comes. I come back on light duty to help with the operations management. Still not in the position, but I was a shoo-in. Like, you just know, like, okay, like, this is for me. Like, no one else is more qualified. This is going to be what my family and I need. I was had myself set up to where as soon as my divorce was final, I could close on a home. Then this injury and everything just like kind of knocked me down. Then the divorce knocked me down. They ended up filling the position that I was a shoo-in for. And it was just like, okay, what is going on? Like, God, what are you trying to tell me? What am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? Like, I've done the work. I've stayed faithful. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Or for the most part, everything I'm supposed to do. Trying to hold it all together. Why is all this bad happening to me? And I see all this positivity around me, and I'm trying to stay positive in the midst of it all. And then I went back to writing, which those of you that grew up with me, went to school with me, know that I've always wrote. And so it was like, okay, so I'm putting my feelings down on paper. I've got all this positivity going, like trying to boost myself up, boost my self-esteem, gain some clarity. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm learning things about myself that I didn't even realize. And it was so eye-opening. And all the while I'm watching, like all these girl groups, and I didn't realize it was Beachbody at the time, but these coaches, the Fearless Project was what I saw, and I was like, man, like, I like the sound of that, and the fact that there's a sisterhood of positivity. And Clara had this saying that, you can come sit with us. And that really did something, because like in today's society, it's like all cliquish. And so it's like, no, you can't sit with us. So to see someone switch that around was also like, it was touching, it was inspiring to me. But I was still on the sidelines. And a lot of it was because I had to regain strength. I had to, not really so much as my physical strength, because I'm still recovering from a surgery that's supposed to take 6 to 9 months to recover from. And I may not regain all of my mobility, but I'm a fighter. So I'm telling you right now, I'm claiming it. I'm regaining my mobility. By the way, I just made, actually on the 22nd, which is 2 days, it'll be 6 months post-op. Yay. So, yeah. So I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to get my strength back, not only physically, emotionally, mentally, trying to come through and overcome all these obstacles that are supposed to be knocking me down. Right. And they did a good job, by the way, because I was pretty low. But I'm better now. Well, not all the way, but I'm getting there. So, fast forward. I've come through all that. And now here I am in August. So, maybe about a week ago. It hasn't even been a week yet. I just woke up and I decided, you know what? Today's the day. And I want to apologize to the other coaches that did inbox me and offer me the opportunity months ago. And I declined. Well, the reason I declined was I was going through all this, and I'm not really like a public person. So I was internalizing all these feelings, internalizing all these situations, internalizing all these emotions, feeling like, you know what, nobody relates to me. Nobody understands what I'm going through. And like, I think my real break was like around Mother's Day weekend. Actually, it was the weekend after Mother's Day weekend. And then I went to my family and I actually let them know what was going on. But yeah, so I just completed my first day of my 21-day fixed Pilates, because even though I've been doing all this work and I so wanted to start the 100-day meltdown, my body is physically not ready, even though I am mentally saying I can do this and I could push through it. That's not in my best interest. So that's where I'm starting.